So yeah, I'm having a baby. Hi Dance Magazine readers, welcome back to Dance Magazine's YouTube channel. My name is Haley Hilton and this is Dancer Diary, where I'm chronicling my life as a dancer in New York City. Today is a little bit different because I have some exciting news to share. I'm having a baby. Oh my gosh, it's so crazy to be able to share it with you guys. I'm 18 weeks along, so I've been holding this secret in for a long time, but I'm so happy to share. It's a boy and I'm due in July, and it's just so crazy, and I'm excited to share my journey with you as a dancer. We feel so fortunate to be able to be pregnant. I'm so grateful and I'm so excited for this next phase of life. So let's get into it. So choosing to start a family right now was not necessarily a straightforward decision, given how many years I had to take off for chronic illness and what a journey and battle it has been to get back to it. It was hard to know when the right time would be to start. I felt like I had two different dreams pulling me in two different directions, and I know a lot of people feel that way in a variety of industries. It's so tricky to make that decision, and I've had to make peace with the uncertainty of it all and step into the unknown. Ultimately, like, it was a prayerful decision, a decision in which we were thoughtful and followed our guts, and I'm feeling so grateful to be pregnant and to be able to become a mother. My medical history is such that I know how hard it is to return to dance after not being able to dance at all, because I couldn't during those years. Like, there were very few instances where I could even try. Like, it was so hard on me physically, but thankfully pregnancy is different. Not for everyone, everyone's journey is different. I want to make sure that I say that, but for me, I haven't had to stop dancing in order to carry this child. And I remember when I returned to dance, one of my first ballet classes I went to, it was Nancy Bilski's class. I talk about her a lot, but her daughter Sophie was in the class, and she was like 8 months pregnant, like very pregnant, and dancing and doing class. And I was like, okay, wow, this is really hopeful. And you hear these stories about dancers who get pregnant and then they have children and then they're able to keep performing and all of these things, but it was interesting to like see how she could dance all throughout pregnancy. And I was like, okay, hopefully if my health holds up to it, because not everyone's health does, it's something I can continue to do. The first trimester can be brutal for so many people, and I have friends with hyperemesis and like awful pregnancies. I've been very fortunate that that hasn't been my experience, and I've had a pretty easy time, and I feel really grateful for that. So I was like nauseous and anxious, but like very manageable. Like, honestly, it was worse. The nausea was much worse during my years of chronic illness, and I think that just speaks to like I've had a pretty easy pregnancy. And so I was able to take class during that first trimester and walk and do Pilates and teach. During this season, I'm not doing as much. Like, I'm not in rehearsals and I'm not auditioning. But so it's not as intense, but I'm still able to go to class, which I'm really grateful for. The biggest frustration for me, I believe that because of my years of chronic illness, my body has a chronic inflammatory response to a lot of different things. And I feel like my body has had a chronic inflammatory response to pregnancy. A lot of people will have inflammation and water retention and swelling, but mine happened so fast and really aggressively, in that there is so much swelling in my entire body, but in my ankles and feet, that it's causing neuropathy in some of my nerves down there, and it's also there's some tendonitis down there as well, so that when I rotate my foot into a first position or fifth position, it tugs and causes pain in my ankle. And I was just at the doctor yesterday, and she's like, oh, this isn't like a long-term injury, it'll be gone when you're not pregnant, but while you're pregnant, that is a big bummer. Like, there's not a lot you can do, because there's very few like medications you can take when you're pregnant. And pregnancy is the condition that's causing this thing, and so you're just gonna have to deal with it till it's over. She like is having me ice my ankle throughout the day, wear compression socks throughout the day, wear an ankle brace throughout the day, and then when I'm in class, just like see how I feel. I'll be asleep at night and it'll shoot up my shin. And at first I was like, I didn't tie it to pregnancy. I was just like, oh, I must have injured myself. Like, they say that you have this chemical called relaxin in your body, and I'm already hypermobile. And so I was like, oh, maybe I like pulled something because I'm so hypermobile. But it turns out I'm just, you know, super swollen, and that will be my journey until the end of pregnancy, which is a bummer. So that has made class hard. I'm still in class, but that is painful. Ballet class has been a particularly good space for me to be while pregnant because there's like so much structure to class that I know kind of what's coming and I know what I need to like adjust. And so far I haven't had to adjust much except for like some jumping because of that ankle pain. But it's been helpful. It's like a class space where you can modify as needed, whereas other classes it's not that way as much. I think also this is what I found interesting when I look around a ballet class, there's such a range of ages, whereas in a lot of musical theater classes like it's pretty low. I remember one time I was in an Al Blackstone class and he's like, anyone over the age of 25 come in the center, and it was just such a small portion of the class. So modifying is not as, I would say it's just not as common in a musical theater contemporary jazz class as it is in a ballet class. And so it's just like a safe space for me to be in. And I told Nancy Bielski when I was like 9 weeks pregnant that I was pregnant. Like I was planning on waiting till later, but I came to class and I could just like feel that things were off, and I knew that she had gone through it before and that her daughter had gone through it before, and I had questions. So it was fun to tell them before I told anyone else. We kind of like kept it hush hush. She like turned her mic off so I can be like, I'm having a baby, and they're so sweet and excited. And Nancy had told me like, you're gonna love it so much, and she said it's gonna be a really good thing for your dancing as well, because you will have so much love for your child, and that will be like such a central focus, and that dancing in some ways will feel less important, and in that you can enjoy it more and excel more in a different way, and that just your love will expand for all these things. It was like a really nice, encouraging thing to hear as I'm stepping into this. It just, you know, it's scary. Like I said, it was a scary decision, and she was like, it's gonna be wonderful, and that is so nice to hear. And then it'd be helpful to go to Sophie and be like, okay, so when did you stop doing Grand Allegro? Did you stop doing Grand Allegro? When did you stop doing Petit Allegro? Did you stop different things? And she was like, you know, like you kind of just like follow your body, and your body will tell you when you're like, well, I can't do that anymore. But she did most of it throughout her entire pregnancy, except for she didn't turn because she felt like she was off balance. So I'm excited as I go through the journey to update you on what I'm like, this feels safe, this doesn't feel safe. I feel like every day my balance is different. I'm 18 weeks right now and I only have like a little bump, but at first I was like just hit my triples so clean, and now I'm like, whoa, where am I? But it's been fun to do. I had a friend ask me about like, how are you feeling about this journey? Like, how is it to be in class? And it's interesting because obviously your body is supposed to change in big ways, but it does impact my dancing, my stability. And my mantra, one of my New Year's resolutions, is just to accept everything as it comes. Like, this is where I'm at right now. It's not where I'm always going to be. This is a season, and there are things that I can just laugh about during it where I'm like, wow, I could not even nail that single on that left turn for some reason, but then the next day I'm hitting a triple, and just kind of enjoying the journey as it comes in a way that I couldn't during chronic illness. When I couldn't dance, it was just like there was no end date, and it was so upsetting and disturbing and so full of fear of like, what if? And for this, it's like, I mean, everything's gonna change, but there is an end time, and I just want to enjoy this journey and how lucky I am that I get to dance through it. My dancers asked me the other day, like, are you gonna stop dancing at some point? And I was like, I want to be in class up until the very end, just like so many of the dancers that I see in my ballet classes, because as long as like I'm healthy and it's safe, because it's something I love, and I don't want to lose that during even this period of time if my health permitted. And I want to again say a lot of people's health doesn't permit, and so that is a different experience altogether. But so far so good. It was also funny when I told Nancy that I was pregnant during the first trimester. There's like a lot of uncertainty. It was helpful to have Nancy know, because she could say at a certain point like, you need to stop right now, this isn't sufficient amount of class for you, go rest, or you know, we're doing this arabesque turn and I'm nervous about you falling, so please don't do that turn. And it was just helpful to have like someone who's been through it before to kind of, you know, support me and on this journey, and I'm grateful for that. So thank you, Nancy, and thank you, Sophie, and thank you to all the sweet dancers in class who have been so encouraging and building me up, and it's just so fun. I'm so excited to share this with all of you. Days after finding out that I was pregnant, I went to one of Karli Dinardo's classes at Steps, and it was this really beautiful class. It was like a tense time in the world, as everything is right now, and she was just so warm and encouraging, and we did this combo, and the combo was just about like being strong and not giving up, and all of these things. And there was a moment in it where there were 2 beats and she wanted us to go beat, beat, and then it like slowed. The combo was all about like fighting and not giving up and having hope. And she told us to like find what was meaningful to us in those 2 beats. And so I wasn't even thinking about it, but I found my hand going to my stomach, going to my belly, and then going to my heart and looking down. And instantly I was just thinking about like, whoa, like I'm gonna be a mom and there's like a baby growing inside of me, and I am so hopeful for the future, and I want to fight for, you know, the future and the happiness of this child, but also my own future and happiness, and not give up. And it was like this sweet moment where I felt very in it. Like there are moments when you're performing and dancing and moments when it's like your own personal experience is coming through and it's cathartic, and I felt that way. And then we finished and Karli stopped the class and she was so sweet. She was like, I don't know what was going on with you or what you were feeling there, but like it really connected. And I obviously wasn't telling anyone, but it was so special for me to be like, wow, like this is what I was feeling, and this is what art can do to help me connect with this new experience and help usher me into this new phase of life that I'm so grateful and excited to be in. It was so special. So yeah, I'm having a baby. I'm so excited to share elements of this pregnancy journey with you. Obviously things are a little bit different right now. I'm not auditioning, I'm not performing in the same way, so things will be a little different, but I'm excited to hopefully dance my way through it. And you're gonna see me super pregnant, trying to find my center of gravity and talking to experts about what's safe, what's not, how to care for our bodies during this time, because I do think it's important and a lot of women experience it. I'm really excited to see the ways in which motherhood shapes my artistry and informs it, and for this new experience that I can put into my dancing and into my heart in the same way that I couldn't have felt that moment in Karli's class in the same way for the same specific thing. And I'm excited to see like what I'm capable of and what my storytelling can do from here. It's gonna be a crazy ride, but really wonderful, and I'm so excited. So thanks for following along for my entire journey, from chronic illness to dancing, auditioning, to now having a baby. What the heck? I'm so grateful for the opportunity to document my journey through this column, and for the kindness, love, and support that you have all shown me over these years, and I just love you. So come back next month to see what's happening. Who knows where I'll be at? It's gonna be wild. Okay. Mwah.